Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning into my podcast, Xena Life as a Dominatrix. This is episode 46. This will be aired on Tuesday, September 19th, 2023. Before I begin discussing today's topic, I just want to note that on each and every my podcast episodes, I have a link that states support the show today. So when you click on the link, it leads to my Venmo page, and tips are greatly appreciated. So thank you very much. And also in the month of September, I've been quite busy and also taking care of myself. And on a personal level, I've just been very, very busy. And it's good to do another podcast episode. So let's get to it. Today's topic, another Q&A part 7. I usually get random questions on different social media platforms, and I'm happy to answer all of your questions. I'm not sure if I answered these particular questions in the past, but I'm happy to do it again. So first question number 1 from Anonymous on Instagram. The question is, do you do smoking fetish? What do you think of smoking fetish? I don't do smoking fetish in sessions anymore. I don't do smoking fetish in photo shoots anymore or in my videos for my video store, Bizarre Cinema. I've done many smoking fetish videos, though, in the past. I stopped because it didn't feel good on my lungs. And when people saw my smoking fetish videos, they just assumed that I was a smoker or I would do that in a session. But I'm not a smoker. I never had that habit. I've tried it as a teenager. I didn't enjoy it. I've done it in sessions in the past. I didn't really enjoy the feeling on my lungs, so it's like, why do something you don't really enjoy? So, but in photo shoots, I've done smoking fetish for photo shoots where I would hold a cigarette, I would blow the smoke onto the camera to give that glamorous effect, but then I would just like start coughing, and I'm like, I'm not I'm not reacting well to this cigarette smoke. And yeah, and also even in like smoking fetish videos, I would do the video with the smoking slave, and then I would start coughing, and then I would signal cut because I don't want the camera to capture me coughing. And but why smoking fetishists are into smoking fetish? They get a sexual gratification from being used as a human ashtray. Smoking fetishists, they get turned on by watching a woman smoke cigarettes or smoke cigars, cannabis, vaping pens, hookahs. Having a woman blow smoke in his mouth is a instant turn on, or blowing smoke in his face, or placing their slave hands out to dip the cigarette ashes in. For the woman to dip her cigarette ashes in, that is. What's even more intense is when the woman has the slave open his mouth to dip her ashes into the slave mouth. And when she's done smoking the cigarette, placing the cigarette butt inside the slave's mouth. What's even more intense, putting out the cigarette on the slave's tongue and having the slave chew the cigarette butts. That's way more intense. So if you're a beginner, you'd like to experience smoking fetish, I would suggest kneeling in front of the dominatrix, the goddess, whoever you're playing with, holding out your hand, holding an ashtray in your hand, and having the woman dip her cigarette ashes into the ashtray, or even on the palms of your hands, and taking it all in, like her cigarette smoke, having her blow smoke onto your face, in your mouth. And the same person that asked this question, he had asked, is Ashtray Tom still around? He was in your videos in the past. I'm not sure if he's still around, but Ashtray Tom, he was he's a smoking fetishist in Chicago where basically he would go to the parties, the fetish parties, and kneel in front of the women, and there would be like one woman, two women, three women surrounding him and just blowing smoke in his face. And this was at the time where you could smoke inside of a nightclub or a dungeon or a fetish party, or a bar. Like if there was like a fetish night at a bar or something, and he would be there kneeling and they would smoke inside of the bar. That's when you could smoke inside, and he would open his mouth. He would have his mouth wide open, and the women would blow smoke in his mouth, dip their ashes in his mouth, and he was just in heaven for sure. And I think we met maybe almost 20 years ago, and I would just be like very amused by watching this. Like, wow, he's very lucky. He's getting all this attention. And yeah, he was in quite a few of my videos, and there was a video, it was myself plus three women. This was on my video store, Bizarre Cinema, and basically it was the four of us just smoking and blowing smoke on his face, inside of his mouth. His mouth was wide open, and we just spat in his mouth, dipped our ashes in his mouth, put out our cigarette in his mouth. It's definitely not a fetish for everyone. I mean, to each its own. Not many people are into that particular fetish. They might think, oh, it's gross. It's like, ew, why is somebody into that? Don't judge. That's what they're into. You know, you're into your kink. They're into theirs. But basically, yeah, he got around for sure at the fetish party scene and in different videos and femdom videos. And yeah, if he's still doing what he's doing, I'm not sure, but yeah. And for sessions, that's one of my limits. I stayed on my site. Smoking fetish is one of my limits. So when I have a random person say, yes, I'm into this and this and this and smoking fetish, and I'm like, well, did you read my website? I don't do smoking fetish in sessions anymore. And again, the reason is because it just didn't feel good on my lungs. And, but in photo shoots, when I would see the photo, taken, and I would see the photo, me holding the cigarette, I'm like, oh, that looks glamorous, but I don't enjoy it, so why do something you don't enjoy? So I don't enjoy it. So yeah, that's the answer to your question, and yeah, I'm glad I answered it. So, question number 2 from anonymous number 2 from Instagram. The question is, I know you have several heels, so what is your favorite? Anything comfortable. That's my answer. Anything fucking comfortable. I love a comfortable heel, and a heel that looks great, of course. Yes, I have several heels. I'm a collector. I'm a fetishist. That's one of my fetishes. High heels, stiletto heels, platform heels, platform boots, sexy thigh-high boots. I did have, in the past, I had quite a few thigh-high boots. I ended up selling them and giving them away, and then there was one pair where I just gave to Goodwill because it was just super used. I'm like, nobody's gonna want my boots. And that was the time where I'm like, I think this was, it was this year actually, summer of 2023, where like every season, like every year, I do like a binge, like cleaning out the closet. Like, okay, I don't wear this anymore. I don't need this anymore. Okay, I'm going to sell this. I'm going to give it away. And this pair of red thigh-high boots, they were really, really worn. And I'm like, I'm just going to give them away. But they looked very, very good in photos in the past where I wore them, and shiny, I think they were pleaser boots. And yeah, I'm a collector of boots and heels, but at the time I'm like, okay, I don't have any room for these thigh-high boots. I don't need all these thigh-high boots. So I have my selected pairs of thigh-high boots that I wear for session or occasionally. I don't really wear them outside because they're just kind of difficult to walk in. So a pair of heels that is simple to walk in, easy to walk in, they look good, they're comfortable. That's where I'm at right now. And the pairs that I do enjoy wearing at the moment right now are my Yves Saint Laurent pairs of high heels. I'm not paid to say that. I'm not sponsored by them, but I'm just being honest. They're very comfortable on my feet. They feel good. They look good. So I'm like, okay, these are my go-to heels at the moment. And then I have Louboutin heels. I mean, they're sexy. They're sexy. But the problem is they're not that comfortable. And so I'm like, okay, I'm just not going to wear these heels that much. And also they're kind of pricey for what they are, Italian heels, and or France. Wait, yeah, Paris. And Louboutins, I mean, they're very sexy for sure. They're sexy in photo shoots, to wear in session. But comfort level, they're not that comfortable. Regarding stiletto heels that I wear, some are more comfortable than others. Yeah, and some of them I'm like, okay, these are just impossible to wear them outside. I'm not going to wear these stilettos outside. I would have to hold on to somebody's arm and walk, and I don't want that. I just like a comfortable stiletto heel, and I do have some comfortable stiletto heels, and then some platform heels. Actually, for a session yesterday, I wore these very sexy ankle boots, 8-inch platform. So I'm 5'5", so when I wear these not stiletto, they're platform ankle boots. They're 8 inches, so when I put them on, I'm instantly 6 foot 1 inch. I'm like, wow, I am tall. I'm hovering over this slave, and he he was looking up at me like, you are tall, mistress. I'm like, I know, and you are short. But for practical, they're very, I walk pretty slow when I wear these particular boots for sure. They look very sexy, but I walk pretty slow in them. They're comfortable, but they're not that comfortable, if you get the gist of it. And yeah, so I'm at that age where I'm like, okay, comfort comes first, and also they look good. Okay, that's a win-win. All right, next question number 3. This is actually not really a question. This was somebody on Instagram. All he said was electroplay. So okay, I'll talk about electroplay, electrosex. Let's start with the TENS unit. So TENS unit, usually chiropractors or physical therapists, they use TENS units for back pain relief, general pain relief, neck pain, nerve pain relief. Personally, I never ever do electroplay on somebody's chest. That's just my limit. And another kit, a violet wand, electrostimulation. So these violet wand kits, there's different glass electrodes that come with the kits. So a TENS unit and a violet wand you could find on Amazon, not sponsored by Amazon, but you could find all kinds of stuff on Amazon. You'd be surprised. And for TENS unit kits, they're quite affordable now. And there's different levels of, like there's TENS unit 7,000, and it's different levels, different frequencies on the TENS unit, and as well as violet wands. You could go to a BDSM website, BDSM store online, and a lot of them, they'll have a electro violet wand kit for sale. Those can be quite pricey. And then the unique vintage ones are even more pricey. I had one Boy, I forgot where I purchased it, and then one day it just broke because it was vintage. It was antique. The power strip or the power cord stopped working, so I'm like, ah, fuck, I gotta buy a new one, and it happens, and especially for vintage tools such as that. So I would suggest purchasing a new kit. Although I'm a fan of antiques and vintage, a new kit I would recommend. And for beginners, I would suggest a tens unit or a violet wand. So for violet wand use, you get them stimulated with tools that are body safe, fun to experiment with, electrify your senses, and you take your kinky play even further using your a violet wand. Unless you have a medical condition that prohibits it. So don't use the e-stim or violet wand tens unit on people with a pacemaker or any heart condition, or anyone with an insulin pump or other electrically operated medical implant, or on a pregnant woman. So that's very important disclaimer to remember. For cleaning with isopropyl alcohol, 75% or greater, to clean your electrodes, and for violet wand play. And with tens unit, there's electro pads that you can purchase, and they're just, you use them once, and they're not reusable. You just, when you're finished using these pads, then when you're ready to use play again with electricity in your BDSM session or in your sex life, then use new pads. So yeah, you could purchase these different pads again on Amazon. And back to the violet wand with these electrodes, they're glass, so they're delicate, and you have to be careful with the glass. And if it breaks, then you can't use the electrode. You have to throw it out. You don't use it. And handling a violet wand is delicate, so I would suggest handle it carefully. And also, there's different attachments. This is more extreme, but there's different electro units where you could insert different attachments, like a butt plug electro device or a dildo electro device, cock rings, electricity on the cock rings, or urethro sounds, chastity devices with electricity, as well as vibrators. So those are really more intense for the more intense players that are really into electro play, in a BDSM session or your personal sex life. So basically, if you could imagine a butt plug, you have a butt plug in your butt, and you got electricity on the butt plug, and you're being electrified in your ass. So that's more intense for sure. But for beginners, I would suggest Tenzina or Violet Wand. And for the more intense players, the dildos with electricity, butt plugs, electricity, just make sure you clean the device, the attachments before and after, very important. And yeah. That was fun to answer. I hope I answered your question for that particular one. So next question. Question number 4. From Anonymous number 4, I believe, also on Instagram. What do you think of leather fetish gimps? Well, it gives a mystery who's underneath that mask. The gimp mask conceals and takes away the wearer's most defining and characteristic features. So the mask's anonymity becomes a blank state to project the fears and anxieties of the age, particularly ones surrounding a desire. And it's just, you're anonymous in wearing that mask. And the gimp hoods can be made from any material The most common material is leather, or you could purchase a gimp hood with PVC gimp hood, rubber, spandex, Darlex. There are other different materials as well. So the leather hoods are the most common. And wearing that collar with pride assigned by your mistress, a leather collar is completes the outfit. And then what you're wearing, could be wearing a leather gimp suit, like whatever your mistress wants you to wear, you wear, like a leather fetish outfit, or a jock or thong, or or whatever she assigns you to wear. And I think of that scene. Oh, it was the Quentin Tarantino movie where they, I think it was Pulp Fiction. Was it Pulp Fiction? I believe it was Pulp Fiction, where they had a leather fetish gimp in that scene. And I'm like, wow, that is awesome. And wow, Quentin Tarantino went there with that one for that scene. And I mean, what do I think of leather fetish gimps? Well, they wear that outfit on a mistress or their partner commands them to wear that outfit. You wear that outfit. And I would suggest a heavy duty leather gimp mask. If you're claustrophobic, though, you have to maybe try it out first and see if you're comfortable with the mask. But if you're claustrophobic, you have to keep that in mind. Maybe you might feel claustrophobic wearing a gimp hood, but try it out and test your boundaries and see if you're comfortable with it. If you're not comfortable with it, if you're wearing the hood and you're not feeling comfortable with it, then express that to your partner, to your mistress. And leather gimp hoods, it could be a little uncomfortable because there's laces in the back, so the mistress or partner ties the laces tightly onto your head, and you have you're able to see, you're able to breathe, but there's certain masks where you could zipper the mouth shut, and there's different holes for your nostrils to breathe, of course. And that's more for like breath play, sensory deprivation play. But I would start out simple, maybe a spandex hood where you're able to see, of course, breathe, that's important. But what do I think of leather fetish gimps? Well, I think it's pretty neat. I think it's, you feel the privilege to be in your mistress's presence, your partner's presence, wearing that outfit with pride, wearing that collar with pride, having your goddess, your mistress, your partner holding your leash, and that leash is hooked onto your collar, and she leads you around, gets you on your hands and knees, sits on your back using you as a human chair, and you do whatever she wants you to do. So it's pretty exciting, and it's pretty anonymous who's underneath that mask, and gives that eyes wide shut vibe too, where everybody's anonymous. You don't know who's behind that mask, and it's pretty neat, actually. I've had leather fetish gimps in my videos, Bizarre Cinema, and actually I've had one female leather gimp in my video. She wanted to be used in my videos, and it was great. It was great to work with her. It was a lot of fun, and that was her thing. She wore this leather hood, and she really enjoyed it, and she enjoyed being a slave in the videos, and we had a great time, and yeah. Last question. What's your favorite activity to do to a slave? I get this question quite often. I have my limits. All my limits are on my website, and I have what I do enjoy doing and what I offer. What I offer, I all enjoy. Like, for instance, earlier I was talking about smoking fetish. I don't do smoking fetish because I don't enjoy it. Or I don't do needle play because that's my limit. And why would I do needle play if I don't even like looking at needle play. Like, for instance, there was a performance I was involved with for one of my parties in the past. And basically, it was myself and another mistress, and she was basically putting needles into the slave's skin. And it was a female slave at the time for the show. And basically, during the performance, I was like squinting with my eyes. Like, it was really, like, for me, like, needle play, it's very difficult for me to watch, or even like having somebody being pierced. And it's just my hard limit. It's just my limit. So why would I do needle play if I don't enjoy it or I don't like it? And it's just my limit. But what I enjoy is what I do. And my favorite activity, I mean, what's most common, like spanking fetish, bondage, foot fetish, role playing. I enjoy all that. Experimenting, power exchange, testing and pushing somebody's boundaries. That's what I enjoy. Taking somebody where they've never been before. Experimenting with BDSM. Teaching a newbie about BDSM, welcoming the newbie into the lifestyle. But the common fetishes, spanking fetish, foot fetish, BDSM, bondage, those are common, and I do enjoy all that for sure. As well as CBT, whether it's like light CBT, moderate, or heavy duty. Heavy duty meaning like ball busting. Like I said, it's not for everybody. I've done my fair share of ball busting videos for sure, and it's not for everybody. It's more for intense CBT fetishists that are into heavy duty pain. But yeah, I enjoy that though. I enjoy doing that, and for sessions or in videos, as well as spanking videos or spanking sessions, or role playing in a video or in a session. I do enjoy that, yes, and I do have my limits, like I said, and yeah, I just do what I enjoy, and I don't really have a favorite. I just enjoy what I do, and that's it makes me happy. It's euphoric. It's pleasurable. It pleases me. It makes me happy, and yeah. I hope that answered your question. But when I get a question like, "What's your favorite this? What's your favorite that? What's your favorite this?" It's like, do I have to name one favorite? I have many favorites, or what's your favorite band? I have many favorite bands, or what's your favorite city? Is it Chicago or New York? It's like, I don't really have a favorite, at the moment. I mean, where I'm living, I do enjoy it here, it's a great city. It's a lot to do. And, yeah, I hope I answered your question. And I think that's it I think I answered all the questions for this Q&A part 7 in Xena Life as a Dominatrix podcast. Again, I do have a support the page link. Tips are appreciated. Thank you so very much for tuning in, for supporting the show. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Thank you very much and have a great day.